The first one was Bonnie and Clyde, and Arthur Penn was directing. And it was a dramatic part, a short one, of the undertaker in that he was kidnapped by Bonnie and Clyde and the gang. But I did it, I made it funny. And Arthur Penn thought, I never pictured that being funny. I said, well, why didn't you tell me? I would, no, he said, I like it the way you did it. Because it became natural to me to do, don't do the obvious. Oh, I'm scared to death. Oh, they're going to hurt me. Or they're going to try to act brave. The audience is going to know you're scared to death. You don't have to act scared to death. So I put on a big act of, oh, sure, you know, I know you're the gang, but I'm not afraid of you. Well, I was scared to death. Not as an actor, but as the character. And that's what I chose to play anyway. And it was very funny. And they liked it. And then with Mel and Zero Mostel, I did Leo Bloom, and I was very good doing it. But that crazy comedy, I acted the same way in that as I would in Death of a Salesman.
Was that the first occasion you played the crazy comedy?
A crazy comedy?
Crazy comedy?
On film, yes.
On stage, no.
On stage, no. No. On stage, on Broadway, they were mostly dramatic parts, oddly enough.
But in fact, The Producers seems to come out of the blue in terms of the crazy comedy.
I was doing this play, Mother Courage, with Anne Bancroft, and her boyfriend was Mel Brooks. I learned this later. She had said, Mel, you've got to see this guy. He's innocence incarnate. And that's when he came and met me backstage. I didn't know that was the reason, but she wanted him to see me because she knew he was working on Springtime for Hitler then. And she thought from working with me that I was just right for the part. And she said, would you like to meet my boyfriend, Mel Brooks, after the performance tonight? Because he's going to come back and pick me up. And I said, oh, yes, I would. I knew him from your show of shows with Sid Caesar. He was one of the writers. I didn't know him personally. And when the curtain came down, I went to her dressing room, and there was Mel Brooks in a Merchant Marine pea jacket, all black and a collar. He looked strikingly, I won't say handsome, but very good. And I shook hands with him. I said, oh, Mr. Brooks, you look so dynamic in that pea jacket. And he said, yeah, they used to call them urine jackets, but they didn't sell. Laughter, please. And then he read the first 30 pages of Springtime for Hitler to Anne Bancroft and me. And then he said, would you like to play the part of Leo Bloom? And I said, of course, I would love that, and so on. So I had an idea of it, but he didn't come back until 3 years had passed, because he was trying to raise the money to do it. And then I was back, I had just finished a performance of Murray Shisgal's play called Love, L-U-V. And I was in my dressing room, and Mel knocked on the door, and this is 3 years later now. I opened the door of my dressing room, and there was Mel. I said, Mel. He said, you don't think I forgot, do you? And he said, this is my producer, Sidney Glazier, and we've got the money now to do it, to do Springtime for Hitler. And so I was aware of the comedy when I read those, when he read those first 30 pages to me. And don't ask me exactly why, but I thought I was perfect for the part because he was sweet, young, and hysterical. And I had to go hysterical in that first big scene with Zero. And that's what I knew how to do. But that was more because of Strasberg and the Actors Studio than because of my natural talent. Because I had to find what would make me hysterical in a scene like that.